A very good afternoon to you. Since the Betfred World Championship began last Saturday, well, we've seen the birth of a new royal baby, the end of the Korean War, and ABBA have reformed. Heaven knows what will happen by the time we get to the final night on the 7th of May. But for now, this is day 8, and we have Crucible quarter-final places up for grabs. And boy, do we have an occasion for you and for everyone else here in the Winter Gardens. You're looking forward to this, aren't you? I can tell. Because it's the 5-time champion of the world, Ronnie O'Sullivan, trying to extricate himself from a rather tricky situation against the captain, Ali Carter. Carter has never beaten O'Sullivan in any big occasion before, but boy, is he in feisty form this time.
To still be here and now competing against one of the best players of all time in the last 16 of the World Championships, bring it on, come on then, let's have it.
Oh, but that's a cracker. He leads by 1 frame to 0.
Wow, 121 of the finest from O'Sullivan. It's 1 frame apiece.
So after the first 4 frames, we're all square.
He hits the front. Ali Carter leads 3 frames to 2.
Once again, miss when you're in, and he's going to cost you. It's 3 frames all. He wins the first session by 5 frames to 3.
That's one of the shots of the match so far. Leads Ronnie O'Sullivan 8-3. That's a fabulous pot.
Made it look easy. It's now 8-5. Tremendous pressure, Blackie potted 9-5.
Oh, wonderful.
All of a sudden, his timing seems to have come back.
He pulls 1 frame back, Ronnie O'Sullivan.
In it goes. Ton up. Ali Carter leads the favourite, Ronnie O'Sullivan, 9 frames to 7.
Well, unlike the weather, things are warming up quite nicely in the Crucible, aren't they?
They certainly are. Mind you, this match has been warm from the start because there's been a little bit of needle there, which I don't mind. Ali Carter's been fired up for this before the start, but he's done what he said he was going to do. He's going to be in there competing, and he's done remarkably well to be leading going into the final session. Yeah,
he's taken it to Ronnie. Obviously, you win the first session 5-3, but you expect possibly if he was going to falter, it would be in the second session when he's got something to protect. But he went for the throat, didn't he?
He certainly did. But I will say this, O'Sullivan showed great character there. He was 8-3 down. He put a spurt on near the end, won the last 2 frames. The last one in particular is massive, and he now goes into it only 9-7 down. So has he got the momentum?
What I'm fascinated about is the fact that obviously to win the World Championship you need the dedication and the practice and everything right in that department, but also you need a desire, and both these players are showing that in spades, aren't they?
Oh, very much so. But we're now down to the nitty-gritty. There's a winning post in this final session, and the opening couple of frames this afternoon are going to be crucial. You know, is Ronnie going to come out flying again, or is Ali Carter going to stay in front? Fascinating stuff.
Yeah, set up nicely, isn't it? OK, well, let's see what else is coming up for the rest of the afternoon.
He was 8-3 down last night, but the rocket has refueled and has come blasting back on a quarter-final mission. So, can the captain, Ali Carter, steady himself and steer a path to a first-ever win over O'Sullivan? Final session live from 2:30. John Higgins is hunting his 5th world title. He steps out again on the stage he's loved for 23 years. Opponent Jack Lazowski's one cool customer, though. What nerve and composure to beat Stuart Bingham. He'll need all of that and more again today. Snooker star in a very fast car. This is Mark Williams' idea of R&R. He's well revved up for tonight's match against Rob Milkins. And plotting the angles in Pop Quiz, Alan McManus does things his way today. Well, it's been all go here at Sheffield's Crucible Theatre since 10 o'clock this morning. We've been on the air on BBC Two to watch the conclusion of a match, a fascinating match actually, between Barry Hawkins, who's bidding for a 6th consecutive quarter-final, and Liu Haotian, the Chinese new boy, baby-faced as well, who's making his Crucible debut. Now, what a run he's already had, and he came into this final session only 2 frames behind, but proceeded to win 3 of the next 4 frames. And this was frame 20. Liu needed a snooker here. Barry, for all the while, looking like he was going to tie it up. He goes in off on the pink here. Liu slots the pink and the black and levels things at 10 frames apiece. So it had now become best of 5. We'll rejoin them then in frame 21. Lewis had a break of 46, and Al McManus and Ken Doherty are on the edge of their commentary box seats here.
Yeah, it's more the shot choice, wasn't it? You know, that you just can't play that at this level. Now, will Barry be brave enough to play this slowly? He is, for pink or black. Oh, that'll do lovely. This is nice. So, is this the beginning of an ambush?
Eight. No. $16. 17. $24. $25.
I'm just taking pink into the right centre because that will open up all 3 reds, which are all potable into this bottom right hand corner pocket. Pink will go up onto the green spot. And how important
31
was the safety shot that Liu played at the end of his break of 46. Pushed those 2
32.
reds onto the left hand side cushion. They're going to play a big part if he's going to come back to the table. Played that nicely.
39.
May elect to go low on this black when potting this red. Leave himself a nice angle to try and dislodge one of those reds now. If he's
40.
low enough. Looks a bit straight on this one. He could have done with being a couple of inches lower towards this top cushion, so he can't play that shot. But he can certainly get on the loose red. And now he has a nice angle.
47.
Pot the red. Knock the red that's closest to the right, to the left centre. Knock that out. Trying over the left middle and still be on the blue.
48.
Missed the red altogether. He's very disappointed. It was a big target.
Yeah. See it again. As Ken said, just trying to promote this, but I was going to suggest the brown, but he's obviously doesn't fancy it, so he's playing for a double, and that's just about where you'd want the cue ball. This is worth playing.
54.
sort of double you actually fancy. You fancy him getting it, but oh, flicked a bit of side on it.
Barry Hawkins, 54.
So it's going to be another battle on the colours, you feel?
Yeah, a bit surprised the way he played that, with sort of stun and a little bit of side, and that's what widened the angle. That's why he missed that. He'd have just played it just the middle of the cue ball. It was hard to miss.
Yeah, almost play it middle ball and let the cue ball drift through the gap of pink and black for black to the left corner, wouldn't it? I think the way of playing it, that it helps the pot for some reason, doesn't it? As you say, just naturally playing it.
This is dangerous. You could leave this red to the left centre. It was a very dangerous choice of shot. Could have easily trickled off that red and put the cue ball into balk. He's made a few strange choices this morning, Lou.
Yeah, by all means lift the red, but you have to get the cue ball safe. Oh, and he's going to pay the penalty. That was a stunning pot, by the way. Fully deserving of the good kiss he got off the blue. And that was brave as well, because he was likely to leave something for his opponent.
He's got to get on this red. And he's got to get a nice angle so he can take the red and then take the green. Because the green will, of course, open the pocket then for the yellow. So he must have a nice angle on this red. And I think he does. He can just pot the red, come off the side and the ball cushion and be nicely on the green.
Six.
Looks perfect.
Yeah, good shot. Good call, Kent. And having knowledge and skill is one thing in this game. Understanding how to utilise it is another thing entirely. And Barry Hawkins is fabulous at producing when the chips are down in these long matches at the Crucible. He's done it time and time again in recent years. That opening red, second last red there, was a stunning shot.
Yeah, it's just a bit of inexperience and choice of shot from his young opponent is costing him another frame here. Very touched it brown. Nicely on the blue. No heroics with this, he's just going to drop it in.
23.
He missed the pink, but I'm sure his opponent will stay in his chair. He does.
Barry Hawkins.
And Barry Hawkins steadies the ship once more. He goes back into the lead by 11 frames to 10.
Well, that young man has done so much work to come back from 1-5 and 3-8 down to get back on level terms, only to find himself behind again. Does he have the heart to keep on climbing? Let's find out. The Hawkins needs just 2 more.
Foul. Barry Hawkins 4.
Now, how much will he fancy this long red? If he plays for the black, it's super dangerous. You would think he would play this. Maybe back up for blue. That's hedging your bets a wee bit. Which way is he going to play it? Yeah, back for blue, and then it goes.
1.
Just overcooked, but decent angle on brown. Feels he had a sharp bounce off the cushion there. He played just top side of the blue.
Yeah, that would have made him feel good, though. Knocking those long reds in, cueing it as well as that. Needs to slow up this cue ball.
5.
He's trying to get on this red left of the pink into this bottom left-hand corner pocket, but he's overhit it. They still have a go. He'll be running the cue ball back into the ball for a ball colour. Good shot. Needs a bounce.
6.
Looks okay.
Yeah, decent recovery. And the good thing about this Brown is he's just played it. And a bit of practice on it.
You can get the cue ball somewhere in that circle, just for that red above the black. Anywhere down there. He's got a couple of reds. Okay, if he lands up short, he's on the one at the bottom of the pack.
10.
He might be able to now play a little cannon. He could play a little cannon if he pots this red. He could play a little cannon on that red, push the red away from the black spot. Well, decided
11.
against it. Now let's see if the black will still be open. Will definitely be open into the right corner pocket. But where is he gonna pot that red left of the black spot? .71, that's his target before his
80.
opponent needs a snooker. Well, obviously this black pots into this left-hand corner pocket.
.26. .27.
Nicely on the black again. I'll take the red just below the black after this. He's had a quick look on the right-hand side of the pack of reds to see what will pot into this bottom left-hand corner pocket after this red and black.
.35.
Does he have to go into them, or is he going to play for a loose one?
.42.
Again, showing a little bit of experience here. He wasn't taking the chance of going into the reds. Actually, never quite sure the way it's going to work out. He's perfect on this red into the right centre. This will in turn open the red to the left of it.
43.
So he doesn't need any more little cannons on the reds to develop any, because they'll just unravel as he pots them.
He's displaying a real calmness here, Barry Hawkins.
50.
He's just slipping into the rhythm that he's been looking for all morning. Look at his pre-shot routine,
51.
Barry Hawkins. It's the same every single shot, and that in turn mentally makes every shot the same. His pre-shot routine here, Barry.
58.
Cue on line, and drop in there.
$59.
Yeah, this has been terrific.
Of course, it all came from the in-off from Liu, and of course Barry taking on that long red into the corner pocket. Cued it beautifully. Safely in, nicely on the red. Just needs one more red
66.
to go 2 up with a possible 3 to play. He's responded well here,
67.
Barry Hawkins. His back was against the wall. We knew he wasn't going to miss anything very easy. He wasn't going to hand it to his opponent. His opponent was going to have to win it. This is a good response, considering the pressure he's been under.
74. $75.
Isn't it amazing how some players' games are just built for this arena? Barry Hawkins is a perfect example of that. Flawless technique, bulletproof temperament.
82.
He is everything you would want a player to have coming to the Crucible Theatre.
83.
Something else Barry Hawkins got in abundance is ticker. Heart of a lion, by the way.
$87.
Just push the red open into the open.
88.
Yeah, nice shot just over on the cue ball, but you can put this green into the centre pocket, screw in and out of balk. It's a lovely shot. Very nice.
$91.
We've had
92.
44 centuries so far in this year's Betfred World Snooker Championship. This will be Barry Hawkins' 4th of the championship. And it's come at a wonderful time. Well played.
100.
Good stuff.
$105. $107.
It's been a great match. It's had everything. Lots of breaks, bit of drama.
110.
Particularly that last frame before the interval. But when the pressure came on, he's responded
114.
in abundance. Good stuff from the world number 6.
190. 125.
Brilliant stuff from Barry Hawkins. Wonderful 132 break. He puts another on the board. More importantly, he only needs one more. He's 2 up with a possible 3 to play. He leads Liu Hotian by 12 frames to 10.
Frame 23.
Now, what has this young man left? Needs to win all remaining frames to stay in this year's championship. definitely been a breath of fresh air around the tournament since he's been here on day one. Has he got more in the tank? It wasn't the best break off. He's left this red to the left centre.
Yeah, that was a complete miss-hit. Almost missed it altogether. Barry is having a little chuckle at himself. Not that he found it very funny. Kind of wry grin he had back to his chair. Now Lu Hao-Qian gets something going. Not in a good line, needs to slow up. Not bad. Not perfect on the blue, but should knock it in. Yeah, he just has to believe here. He can't decide whether to play it in the middle or the far corner. Middle it is.
Six.
He's been knocking these in last couple of days. No, but crunch time arrives. Has he fluked it? He has. Wow.
7.
Ooh. What difference is that going to make in the final outcome? Oh, this is some shot, by the way. He gets a little bit more run out the cue ball. Oh, he's on the red near the black, isn't he?
12.
What an effort.
Yeah, he had to power that in. Now, can he push the black on potting this red? Can he push the black towards this bottom left-hand corner pocket, or can he get back up for the blue? Well, he tried to push it towards the corner pocket. It wasn't easy.
Lu Hao-Qian, 12.
You can see the nerves just starting to get the better of Liu at the moment. Understandable. Just about. This red just about passes the black. Good shot.
1.
And the red at the bottom of the bunch will pot as well. Red to the right of the pink. So he may take the red just to the right of the pink in the open. Back on the black.
Six. 7.
If you can finish low when potting this black, get on this red just below the pack, you can then develop some more reds. He's not going to
14.
develop any reds from that angle. But the one just above this red, I think, still pots.
15.
This is a good chance, Alan.
Yeah. I've just been watching him the last, well, this whole break actually. He's not hesitated once on any shot. And that's a sign that he's feeling very comfortable in the situation. Now he's got a decision to make here. This is the key shot.
22.
Is he going to power through them with top? No. Back for pink. Oh, sorry, pink doesn't go. Back for blue, but he can push reds open. Where's the cue ball? It's
20.
low in the blue, but that's not bad at all. He'll take that all day long. Brown being off the spot helps him. Big chance coming up.
Yeah, being a left-hander, he can reach his pink as well, but pink or blue, pink, being a left-hander is a lot easier. But look at the reds, the way they've split. Great chance to win the frame and match here. Nice shot.
$29. $30. $37.
You pot this red back, just go through the gap between red and pink.
38.
Hawkins may have played his last shot in this year's championship, but what a great run he's had, and what a great performance. It's looking ominous for him now, the way the raids have spread and the way Barry has produced since the break.
44. $45.
Yeah, there's been an air of inevitability about this visit. From the minute he was left the chance, Barry Hawkins.
He was looking for
52.
a full ball kiss on that pink there, but he always had this red into the right centre, just in case.
$53.
Nicely on yellow or green. Yellow being a left-hander, of course, a lot easier. Just had a quick glance at the score. He's 41 points ahead.
Clever shot this, isn't it? Needs a brush and he's got it. Oh, this is perfect.
55.
This is perfect. This is all over. Bar the shouting now. I said about his reliability, Barry Hawkins, he's produced it again. 10-all against Stephen Maguire last year. He won 13-10. He's going to do
56.
the same again. Great performance.
Yeah. Anybody who plays him in this year's championship will certainly have their work cut out. They're going to have to play well to beat this man.
62.
Very proficient in every part of the game.
63.
51 ahead, 51 remaining. This simple pink will be enough. Acknowledged by the crowd. And send them into another quarter-final.
69. $70.
And he'll await the winner of Ding and Anthony McGill. That will be another cracking match. I've got to say, though, what a performance from Lou Hautian as well, Alan. We have to give a mention to him. He's been absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, he's had a brilliant tournament. Great debut.
Barry
And
Hawkins.
is the handshake
76.
shake coming? It is.
Friendly
Lou
match.
Hautian, a great performance and well done to the young man. But Barry Hawkins' experience told in the end. It was a classy performance in the end. Barry Hawkins runs out a winner. 13 frames to 10. Well played.
Barry, congratulations, but what an effort from a 20-year-old. 8-3 down and he pegged you back to 10-all. He forced you to dig deep there at the end.
Oh, he certainly did. Yeah, I missed a couple of balls yesterday into the middle pockets where maybe he could have pushed on. But apart from that, I mean, I think that was a fantastic game, really. I said to Terry, even though I was 10-all there and I lost a terrible frame, I said I've really enjoyed it so far. I mean, I'd have been gutted, obviously, to lose, but overall, I think the standard was really good.
Can you see him as a major World Championship contender in a couple of years' time, bearing in mind that's only been his debut?
Well, I don't know, yeah. I mean, if he keeps playing like that, why not? I mean, probably a little bit rough around the edges, I suppose, but I mean, he keeps potting balls and, like you say, he's got time on his side, but I mean, who knows, you know? I mean, he's a possibility, that's for sure, yeah.
Great composure by you, though, having been pegged back to 10-all. A couple of big clearances. You showed your class.
Well, dug deep in the end there, and yeah, I'm really pleased with how I finished that match off there, especially after losing a terrible frame there to go 11-9. I showed, well, I suppose a bit of bottle there at the end. Yes, I'm pleased. I'm still in it.
Looking at your record at the Crucible, it's funny, isn't it? Because for the first 5 years, you couldn't buy a first-round win for love nor money, but that is your 6th successive qualification for a quarter-final. You seem really at home now on the biggest stage. Why have you been able to turn it round in such dramatic fashion? Because you're one of the most consistent performers in the last 4 or 5 years here.
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't really know, to be honest with you. I wish I knew the magic answer, but I don't know. I just turn up and play and then see what happens. And lucky for me, I mean, I've been playing some decent stuff here over the last few years, like you say. So. Yeah, I don't think there's no magic formula. It's just, I don't know. I can't answer that question. I ain't got a clue.
Well, if you do find out, you better bottle it and keep it quiet. Yeah. Any preference, Ding or McGill?
No, I don't care. I'm in the next round. That's all that matters. And yeah, I think I've got a day off now if I'm right, and chill out, do a bit of practice, watch everyone else sweat it out again.
Well done, Barry.
Cheers, mate. Thanks.
Yes, the Hawks' experience tells in the end. Steve Davis and John Parrott have been coming to the Crucible since, what, 1978 and 1983? So that's, what, a combined 75 years of playing and watching here at the Crucible? Just saying. But, so therefore, a debutant like that and an appearance like that has got to be memorable, surely, Steve?
It has, and I suppose everybody will be taking positives from that match. Lou Hushan won't be pleased he's lost. But I suppose the next job for him is how quickly can he jump to a level where he becomes one of the players like Barry Hawkins. Yeah, we say so often, we'll see him again at the Crucible. It's obviously going to happen. I'd say it's nailed on he's going to be there at some stage. But from his perspective, he's got to do it fast. He wants to fast-track himself to be one of the top 16.
Barry said he really enjoyed that match. It was a brilliant match to watch as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it's great when you can find your best when you need it the most, which is exactly what he's done at the end of it. As for the young lad himself, the one thing he's lacking is what you can't buy, experience, which is what is going to help and stand him in good stead. That having the match, there's 1 or 2 shots near the end, a little bit of inexperience in shot selection. You give Barry opportunities to finish that match off, but what a talent he is at 20 years of age. Actually,
2 things that are helpful. One, I think, from Barry Hawkins' perspective as to why he's playing better these days, and also for Lou Hushan. The tournament season now is 11 months of the year. You're cramming more into a season, so you can get your experience quicker than you used to be able to. And obviously, players of the older players, I think the more experienced players, they're improving and keeping their standard because they're playing 11 months of the year. So perhaps that's a clue to both.
Yeah, Liu Hushang, by the way, I'm told in Mandarin means vast or endless sky. So that's had all the journalists kind of scurrying around for a new nickname. Hector Nuns, our excellent snooker journalist, has come up with Sky is the Limit Liu, which isn't bad. I'm sure you've probably got a few ideas of your own, but we're going to be seeing him for a bit, aren't we?
Yeah, I think I'd like to call him Liu Hushan. I think the nicknames...
come on.
Boring. I hate the nicknames.
Honestly. You like the Nugget? Hey? Nugget was good. You like the Nuggets?
I like my nickname.
Oh, yeah, you like your nickname. Oh, fair enough. OK. Well, the Hawks certainly soaring in, whether you like the nicknames or not, because that was the 4th century that he threw in that match. So he certainly can turn it on when he needs to. Now, Alan Angles McManus...
I see where you're going there. That's very good.
Has always had his own personal take on all snooker-related topics, and I wonder how he's going to take to Pot Quiz today.
Yes, here we are with another episode of Pop Quiz, the best quiz in the world. In the absence of any of the players that are currently playing in the second round, obviously they've got other fish to fry. At no expense spared, we've brought in Alan McManus. Congratulations, Alan, for coming in. Also, special consideration that Alan decided he loved the BBC so much, instead of qualifying throughout the qualifiers, you came to actually...
This is the important part.
This is the important thing. So,
important part.
OK, 5 questions.
Go for it.
Each one's a red off the table, and then the black to finish. Right. You know the rules? OK. First question, nothing to do with snooker. Who won the Wimbledon men's singles title the year you were born in 1971? Was it A, Rod Laver, B, John Newcombe, C, Stan Smith?
Well, I don't know. I'll say Laver.
No, it was John Newcombe. How on earth didn't you know that?
I don't know.
Tough question.
No, that is a tough one.
Question number 2. Who did you play on your Crucible debut in 1991?
Willie Thorne.
Willie Thorne. Score?
10-8.
10-8.
Yeah.
To you.
Remember that.
Yes.
Always.
Question 3. You were in the semi-finals here in 2016. Wonderful performance against Ding Junhui. Who were the other semi-finalists that year?
Selby Fu.
Yep, Marco Selby.
Selby Fu.
Mark Fu. Marco Selby and Mark Fu.
Yeah,
well done,
that's
players.
good.
Question 4. What's your highest ever Crucible break?
I know that actually it's 143.
Yes, yeah. Year for a bonus nothing?
93.
4. Well done. Yeah, OK. Question 5. Who has played the most matches on the tour this season?
I'll go for Ryan Day.
Close. No, Kyron Wilson. OK, so 3 balls off. 3 reds off.
Let's take that one.
OK.
That one.
Yeah, these are popular ones for right-handers, correct?
One.
OK.
Yeah.
OK. The time to beat is a very tough one. Mark Cullen, 1 minute 4 seconds.
I've never done anything in 1 minute and 4 seconds.
OK. The time will start when you strike the cue ball.
Right, OK.
And in goes the red, nicely positioned. This is superb so far. Not missed at all. First player to try this in a cravat. It's never been done before. Oh, he's a little bit casual on that one. He won't be happy with that. You can see it all over his face.
I think the trick is to actually take your time, isn't it?
So your idea is to take your time. Is that what you're saying? OK, it's a thought.
This is me going quick, isn't it?
OK. Time is not too bad. Obviously, 1 minute 4 is very tough. You've got to wait for that cue ball to stop. You don't want that cue ball running too far. So far, you're at 3 minutes, 45 seconds, doing quite well. A little bit of movement on the cue ball is going to be happening here. And he's not going to be happy with that. Barry Hawkins, 1 minute 49
That was a safety shot.
Barry Hawkins, 1 minute 49 seconds, could be in danger here.
That was a safety
This could be a 2-minuter. We don't know. That's in. That's quite nice. This is Alan rushing. This is beautiful.
That's a tough positional shot.
That's a great shot from Alan. That's a great recovery. That's pride.
That's perfect.
Just 2 balls remaining. That's a little bit lax. I think that may have to go down as a schoolboy error.
No, that was just to set me up for the...
This is the first one of these that's going to be shown in instalments.
Oh, that's better. Right, I can pot that.
That was a wonderful shot with a little bit of help. Oh!
I've not played for about 10 days. Come on.
OK.
What's that? 4 minutes, 5 minutes?
Oh, the clock's run out of batteries.
I'm just trying to dribble over the...
5 cushions.
Right,
Go for gold.
Right, go for gold.
6 cushions.
Here we go. That's nowhere near, is it?
Hard to believe you did get in the semi-finals 2 years ago, Alan. It's a tough one. It's a tough one, it's got to be said.
It's a tough shot.
It's not great when it goes wrong at this game. That's a great effort. Yes, that's in the middle. No, it's not.
No. I'm rubbish at this.
Nobody had spotted that.
Rubbish. Right, try and pot this.
Oh.
That's shocking, isn't it? That is shocking.
OK.
Right, come on.
Come on now, come. Stand up before the shot.
Right,
keep your head still. Wonderful shot.
I'm just looking for airtime, that's all it is. I'm not...
OK, well, Alan, you'll be delighted to know that you are the first player in the history of the game to break the 3-minute barrier.
Yes! Oh.
3 minutes, 2 seconds.
I'm pleased with that.
Well played, well played.
And Alan's pot quiz will shortly be available as a box set. Oh dear.
Listen, honestly, you can't play snooker in a cravat. I mean, what's going on? We played golf with him. He's the best dressed golfer I've ever played with. He had a cravat and a straw boater on. Stephen Hendry kept looking around thinking he was playing with Bing Crosby.
Well, I have to say, he's a man with his own style and certainly his own pace, as we have just established in Pop Quiz today. We're going to quickly catch up now at a lightning speed compared with that to events with the other match that was underway this morning, a second session actually between Kyron Wilson and Jamie Jones. Now, Kyron Wilson has many of the skills that mark him out as a future world champion, but I wonder what he feels would make him the perfect player.
It would have to be Ronnie O'Sullivan. He's got a very natural, fluent, easy on the eye technique. He drives past the chest on pretty much every other shot. That's why his timing is so good. You know, he times it better than any other player on tour. Breakbuilding, I like Ding. I think he's like a robot, a bit like you're playing on the PlayStation, it's just dot to dot. Safety play, you'd have to go with Mark Selby. I think he can win when he's on his B and C game, and not many players can do that in this era. Temperament, Mark Selby, never knows when to quit, never knows when to give up. He's very tough to beat. I'd say best tactical player would have to be John Higgins, four-time world champion. You know, he's done that for a reason.
Now, it's interesting to note that Steve Davis was just saying yesterday, actually, in the studio, that you feel the days of the 21 and 22-year-olds winning the world title are gone. What about a 26-year-old? What are the skills you think that mark this fella, Kyron Wilson, out as maybe a winner?
Yeah, I think by that age, I think you've got a chance in the game these days, because there's so many good players around, so you've got to get through all of those players to even get to the top of the game. But I think what you do need is a very good balance to your game. I like John Higgins. You know, it's OK being, you know, a great exponent of knocking the balls in all over the place, but you need all departments. And so therefore I think what the player is best placed, as I said yesterday, to perhaps win the World Championship under the age of 30 is actually Kyron Wilson, even though Judd Trump's 28. OK, he's got a real maturity about both his personality and the way he plays, John.
Yeah, he's got a fantastic ramrod straight cue action, which always helps. His long game is excellent. Wonderfully good temperament, and he's getting gradual experience. He's climbing the ladder gradually. You know, he's established he's a top 16 player. He's up to number 9, I think, in the rankings now. So the next step is make sure you can establish top 8, then top 4, and see where it takes you. OK, well, he's bidding for a third quarter-final in succession here at the Crucible, despite his tender years. And he was involved in this match this morning with Jamie Jones. As I say, it's a second session. He came into that 2 frames ahead. They share the first 4 frames, so it's the same in terms of the overall score. It's 7-5 now to the Englishman. And it was Wilson who took a scrappy 13th frame to stretch his advantage to 3. And we will rejoin them in frame 14 now. Jones, the Welshman, 22 points down. And this one is being watched by Peter Ebdon and Dennis Taylor.
Well, this is a really tough pot if Jamie's taking this on into the right centre. That's brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant. What a wonderful pot. Such an acute angle. It looks slightly wide, but it found its way into the pocket. Wonderful shot. Wow. Can you believe that? After such a good pot in the middle.
Yeah, just a bit of pressure creeping in now. He didn't even wobble it in the jaws. I think losing that last frame has been a body blow to Jamie.
1.
Yeah, he had every chance of just being 1 frame behind, and after that fabulous red, he missed a black that he hasn't missed too many in the match. And this could really open things up, this next shot, if he hits the pink full ball. And he did. Well, he's pushed the black on one cushion, the pink on another. Opened the reds up nicely, but a bit unfortunate to knock the two high-valued colours safe. But there is a gap to get round for the blue here. I mean, the pink's not absolutely safe.
Well, it actually might work out in his favour, Dennis. With a 27-point lead. You can take another 4 or 5 reds and blues. I'm in a very strong position in this frame, with both the pink and black out of commission.
Yeah, it just means that you got to be pinpoint with your position. And each time you come back for the blue, got to keep just getting past the middle pockets.
$13.
And that's good. That's what he's got to keep doing. Well, he had a quick glance at the
18.
pink there, but I'd prefer to stay on the blues here.
$90.
Well, he's got the angle to play a cannon now. That's okay, he's got a red to the right corner with the rest, or a red
24.
to the right centre. They're all in the open now, providing he can keep getting back the right side of the blue, as Dennis suggested.
$25.
And he keeps doing it. He's absolutely spot on again, so every chance of clinching the frame. All done mostly with reds and blues. That's 5 reds and 5 blues he's got so far, and he's 51 in front, so 2 more would do.
$31.
Well, it's Jamie Jones that's got the blues at the moment, because he's had plenty of chances this morning and he's not taking them. And these things really do play on the mind of a player. He'll be suffering there at the moment. There's no two ways about that.
Had to take the brown that time. He just travelled a bit too far on the blue.
35.
So red colour would be enough to leave Jamie needing a snooker.
$36.
Well, if he takes the yellow, he's going to need one more red, because the yellow will put him 59 in front with 59 remaining. But he has to take the yellow, really. But shouldn't be a problem screwing back up past the blue. And then he'd be nicely on the red that will take him to the winning post in this frame. And you're right down his cue. You can play this yourself. Oh, he stunned it. Didn't get the required screw, so it's a lot further away from the red than he intended, but he only needs the red.
38.
I was waiting to see the white fizz and come back there. Didn't hit the white low enough. Right in the center of the pocket. And that is going to make the score line 9-5 as we show you that. Not touching the sides as it went in. Doesn't really matter about missing the blues. Jamie might come back to the table, but barring snookers, Kyron Wilson has got a 4-frame advantage.
Frame conceded. Frame Kyron Wilson.
In fact, Jamie just concedes, and Kyron Wilson, well, he'll be delighted to have a 4-frame advantage. A lot to do now for Jamie Jones.
And another modest contribution of 38 was enough to put him 10-5 in front. So when we go to the last of the session, the Welshman desperately needs to get something going here. He's 19 points ahead here.
Yeah, this needs to quicken up. Now, this was the first attempt at this. Now, let's see how much he was trying the same shot that he eventually pulled off the second attempt. Well, this red pots, but the cue ball will do well to find a gap here. There's the smallest of gaps. If he pots this, those 3 reds around the black spot, just watch the white where it finishes. He found the gap. That's a cracking shot. There was very little space to get that cue ball between. Definitely worth another look. You watch this. Wow. Well judged.
Fantastic opening red from Kyron Wilson. Has now given him a great opportunity to finish this session with an 11-5 lead.
7.
Still a bit of work to do with the cue ball. But he's got at least 5-6 reds in open play that he can play for. Played the screw shot with lots of right-hand side. That's okay. He's quite close to this red.
Or if he tries to screw this back, he's got to get the cue out of the way quickly, because it's coming straight back at the tip of the cue here. So you'll have to be quick with this one. Yeah, pull that cue back a lot quicker than he normally would do.
30.
But was it the last frame or the frame before where he potted 5 or 6 blues? Because at the moment, it's only really the blue that he can play for.
80.
Has that gone too far? It has, I think. Body language tells me that he's not on the red for the right corner, so it's a tricky one to the middle pocket and round the angles for the blue again. Well, he found the gap with his opening pot. Can he find another one here? Not only pot this, but get round for the blue. Bit hard this time. Just a little bit pacey with that one.
Yeah, played that nicely. Hard stun shot with right hand side. And this shot that he's on here might work out nicely. Is that going to reach? Is it going to reach? Yes, it is. I think he's under-hit the positional shot. This is very close as to whether he's actually on this or not.
24.
He may be able to pop that with a touch of side, a touch of left-hand side.
Yeah, but it's no use to him. If he pots it, where's the colour? It would have to be a long blue again. Just come up a little bit short. So, I mean, if he can possibly screw back and flick that red that's next to the pink, bring that pink into play, might just be okay. Well, it was very difficult there to bring the pink into play. That's what he tried.
So he's certainly making very hard work of this break. Lost his cue ball on a few occasions. Requires another good pot to keep it going. He's got a red that goes into the left centre. Well, he didn't really want to cannon the green, I don't think, but that's worked out okay.
30.
I think if he'd got a full ball cannon on the green, he was on nothing.
Yeah, the nature of the game of snooker is when you're playing well, you get a little rub of the green, and he certainly had a rub of the green there in more ways than one. As Peter said, he could quite easily have, when potting the blue, which was a very good shot, I mean, to hit the green in such a way and finish nicely on a red. That's the sort of thing that happens when you're playing well. And look at the difference it's made. The green is now available. Quick glance at the scoreboard. He's 21 in front.
40.
And Jamie, well, he's just wondering, will he get back to the table here? He badly needed this frame, Jamie, to be just 4 frames behind going into this evening's final session. Yeah, he's going to have a mountain to climb this evening if Karen goes on and takes this frame, which he should do. Just showing his cue power there. And I think, well, it's ran a little bit too far. He can pot the blue, but I don't think he can hold for the red that's on the black spot. He's just weighing up. If he took the yellow and got the red off the black spot and the blue, that would be enough to leave Jamie needing a snooker. So once again, showing the cue power. Look how he's winding the cue up for this shot. That's
49.
Terrific. In fact, he's overdone it for one red, but to get the white there from that position, that was some shot with lots of topspin. In the end, hit it too well.
Yes, he's finished on the worst possible angle on this red into the left corner. I know he's a very attacking young player, but you wouldn't be surprised if he turned this down, because if he misses it, it could cost him the frame. He wants to take it on, but he doesn't like it.
Yeah, he needs a red and a blue to be 36 in front with just 35 remaining. And it's there.
50.
Very good. Okay, he's not on the blue, but no problem potting the yellow and getting on to the final red here. Got the perfect angle to do that.
Well, that was a very, very brave shot. It could have gone horribly wrong, and it could have cost him the frame. Yeah, this was really tough, especially having to play at a pace as well. Very brave. He got his reward.
Well, you always believe you've got some sort of chance as long as your opponent needs 2 frames, but it's going to be a mountain to climb for Jamie
50.
this evening.
$60. $63.
Yeah, he's had plenty of chances in this session, Jamie, but just lost a bit of confidence. Doesn't matter about
67.
canning into the pink there. Just give this blue good old bash. Now the 6 pockets still might go in. It's been a very good session for Kyren Wilson. Jamie Jones just didn't get going in it. And Kyren Wilson takes the session 6 frames to 2. And now he only needs 2 frames this evening for a place in the quarter-final.
And they'll be back at 7 o'clock this evening, live on BBC Two as they start that final session. And as Dennis said, Kyren just needing 2 frames for a place in a 3rd quarter-final in a row. Now, Kyren did this to Matthew Stevens, interestingly, in his last game. He won 5 in a row, just in the middle of the match. And he seems to have that grip in the centre part of the match as well. It's a really fantastic skill to be able to just accelerate away at this point, John.
It is. He's had a little bit of help. I mean, Jamie's missed a few blacks off the spot, which are, for a snooker player at this level, almost unforgivable. He's had 2 or 3 of them, and they've really changed the match the way they are. But all credit to Kyren. He's taken advantage of those, and he has kicked on.
In terms of improvements for Kyren Wilson, we've been watching this, and you two have been chatting away about where you think possible improvements could accrue for Kyren Wilson. What's your view on that?
Well, I've obviously he reached the final of the Masters, and it's not a criticism; it's just an observation. But there are 1 or 2 players on the circuit whose cue ball are a bit tighter than his are. So basically, he's making the breaks, and he's having mid-range balls, and he's not really keeping the cue ball nice and tight. probably because he's such a good long potter and his cue action is so good, he's not worried about it. But it's a little bit like, you mentioned it, and I thought I agreed with you. It's like Mark Williams when he first turned pro. His cue ball was one of those, a little bit further away, and then he got better at it. And I think there's room for improvement there. Even though he's number 9 in the world, I think he could have the cue ball a little tighter.
Is that all part of the development process then, Steve?
Yes, it is. I suppose, look, over time, a bit like a golfer, look, the 6-foot putts, you don't want them. You would prefer shorter ones.
Yeah.
You learn to fear those types over, so you try and get closer to the ball. In trying to get closer to the ball, sometimes you can make positional mistakes. So leaving yourself distance isn't bad as long as you're knocking them in. But over a period of time, perhaps they come back to haunt you a bit. But the Warrior... actually lives up to his name in his temperament. So therefore, from that perspective, that part of his game I think is pretty strong. You know, I'd rather have a competitor, somebody who's actually got a bit about, and that's why I think he's going to be like a force in the game for a while.
Oh, listen, I think he's an absolutely fantastic talent. He's obviously got lots of belief in himself, which if you're not turning up with that, you're not going to win. Yeah. But if you're looking for the next nth degree of improvement, it is for him to be a little bit closer in.
OK, we will discuss in more depth later on, but we're moving on quickly to see how Mark Williams prepares for big matches, because he might be a laid-back character. Peel away the layers, though, and there is an adrenaline junkie lurking to get out.
My mate Butsy invited me down to watch the Fast and Furious live show, and he got me down here early to have a couple of goes in the cars, and one of the drivers took me out drifting, and which is an amazing buzz really. When you look around you see all these V8 cars, it's right up my street. Obviously when he asked me to come down, it was just an easy yes for me. It was just to come and see the cars, but to actually go out in the car as well and to get spun around. I mean, he was just spinning it around like it was, you know, easy. He made it look so easy, and I'm in the passenger side thinking, you know, my head's going back and forth. What a rush. Out there going sideways, heading towards the wall. That's right up my street. Snooker's just, you know, a job and something, you know, I'm not bad at. I mean, if I had to go this, I'd probably go straight into the wall. Just a big rush, really. I could have stayed out there all day in our car, and you know, some of the cars were actually in the movies as well. I went out in one that was actually in the movie, and the skill they got when they drive in and drift in them cars is unbelievable. I'd love to have a go for one of them to teach me how to drift like that. That'd be unbelievable. He was laughing because there was quite a few swear words coming from me when he first started, but I settled down a bit then. Well, just getting back to the Crucible in one piece was my aim, and looks like I'm going to be all right for that, so the rest should be okay.
Oh, and I'm sure that Mark will be taking some of that adrenaline-fueled anticipation out into his match this evening. He's at the table, 7 o'clock, to play at Rob Milkins. Last time he did, incidentally, here at the Crucible, he beat him 10-1, and there was a small matter of a Crucible maximum in that match as well. So Mark clearly has some very good memories. So that's all to come later this evening, but now we are building up to our live action, and the rocket is refueled and ready.
Best player in the world.
Superb throughout the 17 days, and this Crucible crowd give him a standing ovation. You're looking at a genius there. Ronnie O'Sullivan is the 2015 World Snooker Champion.
Yep, a 5-time champion, but O'Sullivan 7-9 down against Ali Carter as they play to a finish this afternoon. Can the captain finish off a first ever big win against the Rocket? Ronnie was 3-8 down last night. He won 4 of the last 5. Can he hunt Ali down this afternoon? Well, the end of that session was absolutely pulsating. Has Carter missed his chance for you, Steve?
No. not at all. He's got a 2-frame advantage, and every session is a different one. The stakes are raised, obviously, and a great comeback from Ronnie O'Sullivan to give himself every chance in this session. I don't know how the bookmakers rate it, but you know, it's set up beautifully. It's a massive win for Ali Carter to turn this around, though, because he's never beaten Ronnie here.
Now, I'm sure Ali couldn't wait to get out of that arena last night because Ronnie was on a roll, and the end of that session came clearly at the right time for him, didn't it, John?
Absolutely, but if I was in Ali Carter's camp and I was speaking to him after the match yesterday, I'd have said, look, would you like a 9-7 lead against Ronnie O'Sullivan going into the final session? He'd bite your hand off.
This is a big, big moment for Ali Carter and indeed to Ronnie O'Sullivan in his bid for a 6th world crown. We've got one match playing to finish that one. Another starting out as John Higgins takes on the super cool Jack Lisowski. So this is an afternoon to just sit back and soak up the snooker here at the Crucible. MC Rob Walker will get us underway.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This famous old arena was made for afternoons like this. Welcome to a truly atmospheric middle Saturday at this year's Betfred World Snooker Championship. The crowd cannot wait for this to start. Please welcome a player emerging for what is arguably the biggest match of his career so far. Here after that brilliant 10-7 victory over 2015 world champion Stuart Bingham in the first round. Made the semis in this season's Shanghai Masters. Raised the roof for the player we call the jackpot, Jack Lisowski. And his opponents, without doubt, one of the finest sportsmen Scotland has ever produced. Winner of the Indian and Welsh Opens this season, taking his ranking tally to 30. 4 times a champion of the world, the Wizard of Wishaw, John Higgins. On table 2, here comes a man of immense courage and determination on and off the table. He's given himself a great opportunity of making it through to the quarterfinals for the first time in 6 years. Winner of 4 ranking titles in all. It is, of course, the captain, Ali Carter. And finally, 25 years after his Crucible debut, bidding for a record equaling 19th appearance in a Crucible quarter-final. 5 times the champion of the world, the Rocket, Ronnie O'Sullivan.
A rock and roll star, a snooker star, definitely. And Higgins Lisowski starting out online now. We'll keep you posted throughout the afternoon, but for now, let's get going with the Rocket and the captain. 9 frames to sort this all out. Stephen Hendry, Dennis Taylor are all set. Good afternoon, fellas.
Very good afternoon, Hazel. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this final session of this fascinating encounter.
Thank you, the 17th frame. Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
Ronnie's turn to break off.
This place is absolutely jumping, Dennis, this afternoon.
And when they were introduced there, you could see that little smile on Ali Carter's face as he shook hands with referee Paul Collier. So he's pretty relaxed. But straight away with the break-off shot, look at the red either side of the black. It's amazing. That happens quite a number of times. But look at the pot success rate, 92, 91%. That's high.
When one player has a 9-7 advantage, normally we say it's the player that's on 7. The first frame is so important. I believe it's the opposite today. I think Ali Carter really must win this first frame. I think Ronnie can afford to lose it. As long as Ronnie wins one of the first two, he's still very much in this match. But he's lost 4 of the last 5, Ali Carter. It's all about momentum, these matches. I did this match last night, Dennis, and Ronnie for me just wasn't there. He wasn't focused. Definitely didn't look himself. Interesting to see what Ronnie O'Sullivan turns up this afternoon.
Well, that red's going close to the pocket again. Yeah, to be 8-3 down, something must have gone wrong, as well as Ali Carter playing well, but he finished off in style with breaks of 79 and 105.
Well, he found it in the first round, 6-3 down to Steve Maguire, going into the final session.
He's got a possible red to the right corner, but the black's tied up, the pink's tied up. No value in even thinking about potting that because of the way the black is situated at the moment, surrounded with those 3 reds.
Ronnie O'Sullivan won the last 2 frames last night in roughly 11 minutes. Already, this frame looks like this is going to last well longer than that. The way the colours are tied up, black and pink. You see the average frame time is 14. That's pretty low, considering they've played 16 frames.
Yeah. Having to play that with lots of side to stop canning into the reds and pink there. That was why I missed the pot. When you apply that amount of side to the cue ball, it makes the pot so much more difficult. Trying to get behind the green off this safety shot here. Well, that's what he was thinking about, but he's got to be careful of those 2 reds. The left side of the table. Usually you see the shot first time and he's back to playing it. Can he get enough side on this? He can, and it looks pretty good. Terrific shot from Ali Carter there.
Yeah, he's playing a very solid match game as Ali Carter. You see the red that's in the open near that left middle pocket. That was a possible pot there he had. Screw back for the colour. He wouldn't have been leaving a lot, but he's not been taking any unforced risks.
Just twice across the table to land on the reds behind the black. Shouldn't leave anything. And that's judged to perfection. Might be be back in a similar position, if not behind the green, over behind the yellow and blue. A couple of good balls to get the snooker behind. That's pretty good because he's blocked off the escape route down the right side of the table. Well, can he play a similar shot to the one Ali played? Yeah. Won't be behind the green, but it was a pretty good escape there. Just running awkward, the balls in this opening frame of this final session. First to 13 goes through to the quarterfinal.
The first pot of this session was worth waiting for.
One.
It was a beauty from Ali Carter. But yeah, it's kind of like the calm before the storm at the moment, this frame. Always nice to get your first long pot in early in a session.
Once again, blocked off the path down the right side of the table. While this little safety exchange is going on, congratulations to Shea Moore. He's just won the Northern Ireland Under-21 Championship just over an hour or so ago. I was chatting to Mark Allen about him. He said he's one to watch out for. So Shea Moore is the Northern Ireland Under-21 champion, and Mark says he's a terrific player.
First mistake that looks like it could cost a few points. It's come from Ronnie O'Sullivan. Didn't quite catch that red thin enough. Fractions away. So it should cost Ronnie O'Sullivan about 20 or 30 points before Ali Carter has to do anything too difficult.
One.
Just let the cue ball drift about 3 or 4 inches too far. The red that's on the cushion nearest the right hand corner pocket is the one that's annoying him for this positional shot.
Well, you can see Ali Carter surprisingly way ahead in the safety success department at 85%. And that last safety shot is the reason he's at the table at the moment, because Ronnie is one of the best safety and tactical players in the game.
Eight.
Yeah, there was a time last night, I think it was round about, must have been round about the time Ali was 8-3 ahead. Ronnie's pot success was something like 78%, which is pretty much unheard of. He got it back. It's back up to about 91% now from those last winning 4 of the last 5 frames. As I say, the last 2 frames he won in a blur. You see, pot success. Even.
14.
There has been times this season where Sullivan's pot success has been up at 97, 98%.
15.
After this pink, I will stun for the red that's, well, it's closest to the pink. The red to the same pocket, and that will clear a red that's above the black to the left corner pocket. So when he takes these reds one by one, it's clearing another one. So slowly developing into a chance to possibly win the frame at this visit. Early days.
21. $22.
He's coming around to look at the red. It's above the black. Just the only problem is, well, obviously you don't want to overrun it and snooker yourself, but you could overcompensate and leave the cue ball short here.
$28.
Key shot coming up here. If this works out, and play this with plenty of power to open things up and make sure he gets out onto a colour. Well, he just gently nudged
29.
it, but it's finished a bit awkward. Just tried to leave himself on the pink and develop the one red, but it's finished awkward. Just over 4 hours for this match so far. He's having to bridge over the red here, and if he just runs through, he might snooker himself on the red he's bridging over. Just enough angle. Choice of reds now.
$35.
I don't think the two reds that are just beside the black, I don't think either of them pot to either corner pocket. So there's two more easy reds.
$36.
That was interesting. He could have played for the pink, but it was a very, you had to really strike it really well to hold for the pink. So he decided the percentage shot, make sure the pot and go up for a baulk colour.
He just landed straight on the green, so he can't get up to that red that's available to the right corner. He's just looking one more time at the green to see if he could run through with a bit of side, but it looks almost dead straight. That's why he's taking the yellow. Just got to be careful that the pink doesn't get in his way when he comes up the table. Well, in the end,
Ali Carter,
thinking
36.
more about what he was doing with the cue ball and missed a fairly easy yellow. And he looked in control there, did Ali Carter. Just stretched across the table there and just composing himself there. Yeah, that hurt.
One.
It's okay. He's got the yellow if he doesn't fancy the pink. He's looked at both yellow and pink, and pink is the choice.
Well, that was a magnificent shot. It really was. Talk about playing aggressive shots.
7.
Yeah, that was a tough pink if you had rolled it in, but to develop the black and power it in at that pace, 10 out of 10 for that one.
Eight.
You have to play off the side cushion, bolt cushion for the red to that far left corner. Come round the back of the red. And let's play the direct follow through. Not quite see if we've got a natural angle to do that.
14.
He's just looking to see the angle he can leave on the green to get up to those 2 reds that are near the black spot. If it's dead straight, he'll have to change his plan, and he has left it dead straight, so now he's got a deep screw shot to play on the yellow. Now this will take some shots, but the green's dead straight. He's had another look at it. This will be a fabulous positional shot if he can pull it off. Look at the white, the action he got on that. And how's the kiss on the red? Very nice, thank you.
Yeah, just looking at the angle he wants in the black, to be able to put the black and play the cannon into the 3 reds. And that looks
18.
Absolutely perfect. Just kiss the middle one of those 3 reds, or maybe even in the gap of the first 2.
Yeah, he's just looking to see if he can reach it with his left hand. He just told the referee to leave the rest there. He's stretching again. He was a bit uncomfortable the last time he stretched over there. He doesn't want to double kiss this red. And I think he's just about okay. He's developed all 3 of them. And I think this one cuts in, as we show you.
25.
He cannoned the red that Stephen suggested there.
I don't think that was as played, but he'll certainly take it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, he was just making sure and cutting the red, and I think he had thoughts of maybe I'll finish on the green here, but to get the cannon half ball in the pink, it's worked out a treat. Still one difficult red left side of the table.
Just play cushion first, a little cannon on the red.
Well, tell you what, I thought he'd missed that. Didn't think that was going to drop. Watch this. Looked as if it was missing there.
33.
I have to say, some of the balls that have gone in this past week been incredible. And got the perfect angle on the red, and when he came to the table, Ronnie O'Sullivan, well, Ali Carter shakes his head. He wouldn't have thought it would have cost him the frame, missing that yellow. It looks like he's gone it. Yeah, this simple yellow on the rest, I say what he left was not a frame and an opportunity.
This is the sort of thing that he's so good at. You look at a table and you think there's quite a few balls safe.
40.
Sometimes he enjoys making this type of break because he had to work so hard.
41.
There was so many of them were in safe positions.
Yeah, already I think the body language is far superior to the session last night. It's almost Dennis as if he seems to want to be at the point of no
48.
return before he starts focusing.
Well, he did it against Stephen
49.
Maguire from 6-3 down, but this is some clearance here. This didn't look on at all.
52.
Green and brown needed.
54.
And
57.
the easiest of browns to clinch the frame. Well, I'll tell you what, the way the balls were situated, Ali Carter thought there's no way that Ronnie was going to clear up. Doesn't matter about the pink. That was a magnificent break of 66 from nowhere. And Ali coming to the table, but boy, what a frame for Ronnie to take. Well, I'm surprised that he's playing on, because I just automatically thought he was going to concede. 29 behind, 13 on the table.
I just caught Ali in his chair when Ronnie was still at the table, and I think someone was obviously a Ronnie O'Sullivan fan and said something. Ali didn't like it, so I don't know whether this is his way of getting back at the Ronnie O'Sullivan supporters.
Frame conceded.
Well, he does concede, so Ronnie O'Sullivan with that magnificent break when it didn't look as if it was on has closed the gap to just one behind now at 9-8.
It didn't look like it was on. You're absolutely right, Dennis. In fact, it's worth looking at the table as Ronnie came to it and before he started this break.
Goodness me, have a look at this. I mean, you go in the club, have a look at this now, go in the club tonight, put the balls like that and see how far you get. I mean, that is just a ridiculous table to clear up from. And he played some shots in there, the pink in the middle at 100 mile an hour to split into the reds is what is the first one we're going to show. I mean, this is, as Dennis said in commentary, hard shot just a roll in. He smacks that in, he ends up coming through on the gap on the red. And then he plays a shot on the yellow where it's just supreme cueing and right through the ball. Watch the work on this. He pots the yellow, screws right the way back. I mean, you can't hit that any better. You really can't.
Yeah, it's interesting in a way, fantastic shots. A little bit lucky when he got the kiss on the red. You could never have guaranteed that. And he also got a little bit of luck when he collided with the pink, which was unexpected. And he had a perfect angle on the black to knock a red out and then to knock another red out. So perhaps that's what Ali Carter was sitting in his chair going, oh, this is like the writing on the wall here.
Yeah, stewing a bit, wasn't he? Yeah.
Stewing a bit. But if you miss the yellow with the rest and you get out of position, players at this level can punish you. So it puts the heat a bit on Ali Carter to make the most of his opportunities.
Sure does. Ali, remember, led 8-3. Now O'Sullivan is tracking him, one behind.
Yeah, that's, as I said before the match started, I thought that was a massive frame for Ali Carter, the first frame this afternoon. And just watching that yellow back when Ronnie screwed all the way up the table, I mean, on another day, you miss the cannon, land on nothing. Could be a sign, Dennis, it could be his day.
No easy path back down the table that time, so just a containing safety. Always a chance those can go in, but you can tell where he's left the cue ball. He was just playing 2 shots in one.
I think he's thinking of possibly playing the green of 2 cushions into the bunch. He's changed his mind. Screwing the cue ball back and opening some reds up. That'd be the aggressive safety. In the end, it's a bit of a nothing shot, really.
Ronnie O'Sullivan won.
Yeah, he could have played that better. He was reluctant to roll up behind the colour because he knew that Ali would just come off the left side cushion and land in the bunch. But there is an escape route down the right side of the table, as long as he doesn't collide with the 2 reds. He's played some superb safety in this match, Ali Carter. So much so that Ronnie had no escape route again. He had to play a similar type shot to the one he did previously. And is Ali going to try and send that red back up and get the frame back to normal? Yep. As long as he doesn't get the double kiss, it'll be okay. That's handed the advantage in the safety exchange to Ronnie, you would feel. Thought he might have played that with a bit more pace to send the red back up the table. Ronnie's just looking to put the cue ball in an awkward spot as he can find. That's what Ali Carter is looking at, and there's nothing very inviting there, and no easy escape route, because there's reds either side of the table that he could collide with. And in the end, he might have to take this pot on, because I think the black might go. Just a sort of shot when he tried to pot his way out of trouble there. But Ronnie can't just glance off the reds because of the one that's near the middle pocket now.
left a tempter to left middle.
Just glancing there at Ronnie where he stood. He's not being tempted. And the red's going to be close. And now that it's gone over the pocket, that makes it doubly difficult now. Did remarkably well there, because he couldn't see that much of the cue ball to create the backspin.
And this is what happens when you have the safety play from this end of the table. Look at the Reds' first mistake. The chance is going to be a good one. It shows you the respect both players are given the middle pockets. None of them being tempted by that red to left middle. He's in trouble here.
Yeah, can't get any backspin from that position. Cue ball almost tight on the cushion. And he can't just roll to a red there because they're all in potable positions. Sometimes you've got 2 or 3 reds together, you can just roll up to one of them.
It's funny, Ali had a chance at this red to the left middle that I've been talking about before. The shot before was at the table and easier. It's still a difficult pot, but it's easier than the one he's going to have to take on now because I can't see a safety shot. Dig down. I can't see any way that he's going to get the cue ball back to this cushion.
Yeah, from that position, if he raised the butt of the cue, the white's going to bounce before it gets to the red and will take all the backspin off it. That was about all he could do, and he had to get that right.
Touching ball.
But it's touching ball, so he'll be back tight on the cushion again. And that last shot he played may not be available to him.
Yeah, I think he's just delaying the inevitable.
Ronnie's just working out where to put the white tight on the cushion and find the most awkward spot. I think anywhere on the cushion round where he's got the cue, as long as he doesn't leave a path through for the one that's over the right corner pocket. And you know, he might have left the gap for that one. That is careless, because anywhere behind the black or left of the black, maybe he can't get through to the potting angle of the one. Oh, he can't. I don't think. don't know. The other red might be in the way. To play the one over the right corner pocket off 2 cushions and just land tight on it, but I don't think the angle's there for him to do that. You see, the shot that he possibly could play would be that one there, and if he landed tight in behind that red, he wouldn't leave the one near the middle. He's looked at the possibility of doing that. And now he's looked at the possibility of cutting this one into the middle. This is some shot he's taking on here. What a shot.
One.
Just look where the cue ball was. If he misses the pot, he's leaving the lot on.
Yeah, brilliant pot. And he's on the brown. This needs good cueing. There's pressure on it. So as I said, the first chance was going to be a very good one, and it is. Look at the way the reds are.
5.
All the colours in the open, obviously apart from the pink, but that's not an issue. Just got to keep concentrating and keep potting balls.
6. $11. 12.
This is practically a practice routine, the way the reds are. I think he got a little bit of a big bounce off the side cushion there.
19.
He's okay, he's still on reds. The reds are so well spread that I think you're bound to be on one. But played for the red that was closest to the black.
$20. $25.
Again, you can see his body language, his facial expressions. He's not happy. He's not on the red that he played for. He's just finished in between, getting on the blue or the black. It's well played.
26.
It wasn't too difficult a shot, but still controlled it well. He's back in perfect position.
Yeah, Ali Carter didn't win the tactical battle this time. It was a brilliant pot that got him in.
33.
He's just having the white cleaned, and well, Ronnie played a shot, and he took a while to see where he wanted to put the cue ball. Where I've put the white, I'm sure he was trying to get it there. That would have covered everything, and then he played the shot, and I think he just hit it a little bit too hard, and
got a big bounce, Dennis.
Yeah, and that left a very difficult cut. But it was a terrific shot that got Ali Carter in here.
Yeah, you could almost visibly see the cue ball coming off the cushion faster than it went on.
$41. 42.
And Ali Carter here calling on all his vast experience at the Crucible. He could well have been a world champion. He lost in 2 finals to Ronnie O'Sullivan, 2008 and 2012. He'd dearly
48.
love to get a little bit of revenge for those 2 finals he lost in. And this coming at just the right time for Ali Carter and all his supporters.
53.
Yeah, it was obviously a very good chance the way
54.
the Reds were situated, but there's a lot of pressure out there. You've still got to pot them. You've still got to concentrate on your position, strike the cue ball properly, and he's done that.
$59.
Red and the colour will leave Ronnie O'Sullivan in a snooker. Ali
60.
Carter will carry on and get rid of at least another 2 of these reds. You don't want any sweats. You don't want to have 10, 15 minutes of having to get out of snookers. Make sure you win the frame here and now.
So just the colour needed to leave Ronnie needing a snooker.
$63.
He's the sort of player, Ali Carter, if he gets a little bit fired up, he plays better. Well, that's the case with a lot of players. And he has missed that red that
Ali
would have
Carter,
kept
63.
Ronnie in his seat. Just the one snooker needed, though.
One.
Yeah, Carter just gave a grimace when Ronnie put that long red. He knows this frame is a long way from being over.
8. 9.
It's not a gimme this down the cushion.
16.
Playing it left-handed. Hmm.
17.
Those look so easy when he switches hands, but that was far from easy. So he can't get too close to the red because he's almost straight on the black, but when he pots the black, he only needs that one snooker.
$24. Ronnie O'Sullivan, 24.
Well, it is a snooker. Ronnie just having a look as well, but he can swerve around the yellow here. He had to take all blacks there, Ronnie, otherwise he wouldn't have been able to have won with just the one snooker. He almost overdone it. His heart would have been in his mouth there. And look where he's finished. Ali Carter would dearly love to see this red disappearing into the corner pocket, because only one snooker needed. He wants this away.
Excellent pot on the red, and he'll feel a whole lot better now. He's got his first frame on the board this afternoon.
5.
Brilliant pot in the middle, has to be said, to start that break of 61.
7.
He's forced into it. This gives you a tremendous confidence boost when you make a pot when you're under so much pressure. Here we see tight under the cushion, fabulous pot.
14. 19.
Well, the pink's not in, but it's very important for Ali Carter to win a frame quickly in this afternoon session. He's done it, and he retains his 2-frame advantage. He leads Ronnie O'Sullivan 10-8.
And stops Ronnie's winning run of 3 in a row. And important that the momentum shift back to Ali Carter from his point of view here.
Yeah, because the nerves are going to be jangling out there. But as you'd expect from a player who's been to the final of this event, experience counts for a lot. And he's able to make the easy, not easier than it should be. Because even though those balls are all over the place, and we know he potted a great red, once you pot that great red, you're expected to clear up. And sometimes you can fall to doing that, can't you, very easily.
And also the position of the balls are different to what you're used to. You get used to the uniformity of like nicking a red off the side of the pack and playing position like that, and then all of a sudden, splat, they're all over the table. New ball's different.
Yeah, and what can happen? You think, oh, every shot's easy, so you don't take that much notice of the positional shot, because you think, oh, I'm bound to be on a ball, and you end up wrong-sided on a ball, and then you see a problem that you could never have foreseen in the normal patterns of play.
It is an interesting rivalry, this, because only you and Terry Griff, 7 times you played one another at the Crucible, and Stephen Hendry and Jimmy White 7 times. This is actually one of the longest running rivalries. This is the 5th time they've played. Of course, Ali yet to get the better of Ronnie O'Sullivan here.
Yeah, absolutely, but he's never had a better chance than today. And there's something psychological about looking up when you're a player and seeing double figures going on the scoreboard.
OK, back we go.
Ronnie gets the frame underway. Ali Carter needing 3 frames for a place in the quarter-final. Ronnie O'Sullivan needing 5. Once again from the break-off, the black tied up. Wow, that was a wide. He's got a safety shot and he's freed the black. Well, I thought he'd freed the black. It's awkward again.
Ronnie seemed to find that amusing somehow. Definitely a little edge to this match, Dennis. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, I didn't see any of the other session, but I know they were tapping the table in the first session if one played a good shot. But yeah, it looks a little edgy.
I don't doubt for a second they respect each other on the table, but I feel it. There's definitely an edge. Oh, phenomenal tune! Absolutely phenomenal tune.
You won't see a better shot than that. He's almost 8 foot away from the object ball, and to strike it, and the white to stop, and then all of a sudden picks up pace. Brilliant shot. Don't try that on your club table. Be needing a new cloth.
3.
I think he's relishing this match, Ali Carter. You know, you can just tell the way he's prowling around the table.
He's up for it, no doubt about it. But I also think Ronnie O'Sullivan's a different animal today than he was yesterday.
Ten. $11.
Going to have to concentrate on the blue for a few shots because the pink and the black are now out of the game at present. There's a couple of loose reds, but he looked at the possibility of breaking the 5 reds out as well, which is what he's done. And there was always the possibility of fraying the pink or black, but he hasn't. But don't worry about that. He's got, what has he got? 5
16.
reds that he can take with blues. Played that well. I'm saying that. Surely that red passes into the right corner. It's a bit tight. He'll have another look. If he was directly behind it, he'd be okay. He's going to take the one that's near the cushion. That's okay.
17.
Well, then you get your breath. Look where
21.
that white has stopped. To screw back all that distance and finish touching the red was amazing. Absolutely amazing. Have a look at this. Beautiful curing there and lots of action. Anywhere there, and he was on a choice of reds. Amazing.
Ali Carter 21.
Without the kiss on the green, it would have been pretty safe. Well, he has a red, and it looked like he might have a gap, but maybe he was catching the red that was near the cushion. He refused the pot there because of that reason. Ronnie's certainly looking at the pot, but just check to see if he can swing it past the pink, black and 4 reds. This will need excellent cueing if he's to pull this off. No, nowhere near the pot. Where's that cue ball? It's perfectly safe. That's where it is.
Yeah, played that long shot with, you always play that with the help inside, which would be right hand side, but if you don't time it properly, it pushes the cue ball the other way and you end up missing it thick.
Yeah, the way the white's finished, I don't think he can hit these reds up this end. He's in behind. Look, don't see that very often. Snooker behind the angle of the middle pocket there on those reds. Hasn't covered the red. He was hoping to hit that slightly harder and the blue would have blocked the path through, but he missed that last attempt by a long way. Can he get a bit closer to this, because it's difficult with his bridge hand there, as you can see. Yeah, he just can't get comfortable.
Well, he's not even looked at the red that's closest to the cue ball. That also goes to this right corner. Possibly easier cueing. Well, that's still an excellent long pot.
Very uncomfortable with the bridge hand there. Well, we've seen a clearance in the opening frame from Ronnie O'Sullivan where it didn't look possible. This is even worse, the way the balls are sitting here.
5.
The blue's out of commission at the moment as well.
Yeah.
6.
Definitely a frame winning chance, isn't it, Dennis?
You wouldn't put anything past this player.
Well, if he finishes high, nice and high in this red, that's at the top of this bunch. Well, he's going to be opening these
8.
5 balls, 3 reds and pink and black here. Quite bring them into the open.
9.
This is almost when Ronnie O'Sullivan's at his best. Breaks like this, and straightforward breaks around pink and black, more orthodox, is pretty much meat and drink to him. And these are the ones that just seems to love working out a way of picking off the reds. No one in the game comes close in this sort of situation.
What a shot.
11.
All of a sudden, he's got them in not a bad position. Well, that's amazing.
12.
Because when he came to the table, it just didn't look as if there was 16 on.
$18. 19.
Well, I wouldn't put past Ronnie if he's got the angle to try and cannon the black out. Obviously bound to be on one of the two reds either side of the black. And we just decided to drop on a red. These have been going in quite comfortably.
25.
During this championship, even at pace. And that one decided not to.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 25.
Yeah, the way it was going, we didn't see that missing, but it caught the cushion before the pocket. This time it didn't drop. And when you've got the red right over the pocket, it's not straightforward to control the cue ball. And that's developed a couple of reds the right side of the table, but he sacrificed the position. With the green sitting as it is, he thought, if I can bring these reds into play, I'm bound to be on the green. And that's what he played. And he brought them into play, but unlucky to see the cue ball finish where it did.
Ali Carter, 1.
I think Ronnie can get through to the red, closest to the right corner. Ended up potting at hitting the red on the wrong side.
One.
That was a better pot than it looked. Played confidently.
3.
Decent chance this. One good positional shot here. Well
Four.
played. Yeah, good chance to go 3 frames in front. Just checking to see if on the right hand side one of those 2 reds passes the other one to the left corner. Looks like it does. Doesn't want to overthink this. It's quite straightforward. And the angle he's got in the pink, if that red does pass the other one, that's the one to play for. It's just
10.
A little bit awkward. He needs to be able to be nicely on the pink or black to be able to come down to the table for these 2 reds. Perfect on the pink there. Maybe he can just drop on the black. Just a
11.
touch of left hand side off the cushion. Just to check the cue ball down in this direction. Well, you'll be furious, but I don't understand why I didn't play for this red from
18.
the pink. I really don't. He was perfect on the pink before.
It's just 15 in front, and this is very awkward cueing this. Oh, very good from that position.
19.
Okay, he hasn't dropped nicely on a colour, but that was much more difficult than it looked. He's looked at the green to get up to the last red. If he doesn't like it, he can roll in behind the blue or yellow.
Green ball.
Just a little bit more insurance.
Ali
trying to
Carter,
put
90.
the green safe, but yeah, I might have been tempted there to roll in behind the yellow or the blue. He could have got a few more penalty points. Now, can he send this red twice across the table and get the snooker behind the brown? If he leaves the white where the red is and sends the red twice across the table, every chance of the snooker. But you got to be, he's just looking at that now. You have to be very precise with the screw shot you play. If he does try that, must leave the white where the red is. And he's played it well. Now, where's the white going to finish? He's going to stick the red up, I feel. Well, he needs to really could do with getting on the black off this red. 16 the difference. Red 17, black 24. He would only need the yellow, wouldn't need the difficult green.
1.
So it's the black and down for the yellow. So Just a wee touch of pressure on this one.
Kind of made sure of the black, didn't he? He's got more than enough cue power to have got the cue ball closer to the yellow than this, but he's still got a fancy on potting it. Yeah, there's pressure in the fact that it was frame ball, but the fact that the green, brown and blue are all awkward took a little bit off it.
Ali Carter 10.
A little bit of noise from the other side at the mid-session interval there. Just the one snooker needed. Blue's not in the best of positions to get in behind. You want something near a cushion, but not as close to the cushion as the blue is. As well as looking for the snooker, he's got to make sure he keeps the green safe. That's certainly not what he played. He was trying to get in behind the black there, and he smiles away. Oh. But they've had a laugh about it afterwards. Oh. No,
All right, fellas, just play on, yeah?
That's unusual. Right. This is got a little bit, it looked like it was a bit funny there, but the referee got involved. It's far from funny.
Told you there was an edge to this match.
He's not a happy person at the moment, so I know there's not a lot of room around, but I've never ever seen that before in 40 years at the Crucible Theatre. In fact, 41 years now. He's staying up this side of the table this time. Well, he's in a snooker, and it's not a straightforward escape. I don't know if he can get round the back of the blue. But there's 29 the difference, so it's 2 snookers needed. So that was quite a useful fluke on the green. But if he doesn't escape from the snooker, we're back to square one again before the fluke. It'd be 1 snooker needed, but middle pocket slightly in the way. He'll have to play this with a trace of right-hand side to make the angle. I think he's okay. He can Just miss the middle pocket and get the brown. You've got the perfect picture there. He's missed it, believe it or not.
Ali Carter 3, Ronnie O'Sullivan 4.
Back to just one snooker needed, and this is a good chance to get in behind the black here. That's too hard, is it? Just a fraction too hard. It was a great chance. Wow, what a putt that was to secure this frame. So as Ronnie leaves the auditorium, it's Ali Carter who takes the frame and opens up a 3-frame advantage. He's just 2 away from a place in the quarterfinal.
Well, it is springtime, but I'm not sure about you, but I detect a little bit of frost forming around table 2 here, guys. It's getting a bit tasty out there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty obvious. We said earlier that I don't think there's any love lost. They won't be exchanging Christmas cards, these two.
I don't think so.
And there was a little coming together there when they went past. I know it's a little tight there, but, well, I don't know whether it was friendly or not, but it wasn't afterwards. Look, you're all right. Oh.
You can sense it, can't you?
I think judging by the sort of the after looks of this scenario, I think Ali Carter's come out of that in the best frame of mind. And obviously, you know, with an 11-8 lead, it's probably easier to accept. But tough times for Ronnie O'Sullivan out there now. And we could obviously, if he has got, you know, the needle with Ali Carter for whatever, you can't hear the asides what they're saying to each other if they do at all.
I'm just seeing there as well off screen. Ali Carter's now gone out after Ronnie as well. So there's all sorts of things going on at the minute.
Well, there was needle before this match started, and obviously we did talk about this, Steve, the fact that whether you were in Ronnie's corner, you would have allowed him to access the comments made by Ali prior to this match about the little spat they had about using the dressing rooms that were supposed to, Ronnie was supposed to vacate, etc., etc. And these things escalate a la boxing, do they not?
Yes, and do you know what the thing about Ali Carter is? He likes to stand up for himself and say things. There's nothing wrong with that. In the boxing world, that's just de rigueur, you know. But from a snooker perspective, usually people are quite quiet in that department. So when somebody does come out and say that, it seems to be a bit unusual. But I like the fact he does that because, you know, it's tough to stand up to Ronnie O'Sullivan on the table. Stand up to him whichever way you feel strong enough about. And if the other guy doesn't like it, so what?
The interesting thing is, though, anytime somebody has in the past done that, it's usually been their undoing. Ronnie's been the one that's come through as a consequence of all this aggro to start.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it because generally you've done his team talk for him. That's, you know, what you've done. But in this case, to his credit, he stood up to it. You know, there's no problem with saying those sorts of things if you go and do your job, which he's doing, and he's leading obviously 11-8. So he feels that was the right way for him to go about it. You know, he's obviously proven it because of the result.
But in the heat of the moment, anything can go right. Obviously, what happened was Ronnie O'Sullivan got very lucky with the snooker. So Ali might have said, "Oh, good shot," or something, or whatever. And Ronnie's gone, "Well, yeah, you've had a bit of luck anyway, whatever." But I think both players have gone out to settle themselves because I don't think it's a lasting thing, and they've both got a very important match on their hands.
Well, they have indeed, and it just shows you the pressure and the tension which does boil up at this stage. Remember, there's a quarter-final place at stake. Ali Carter has never beaten this man, remember, in a major contest, and he is only just a couple of frames away from so doing. Back we go.
Yeah, Ronnie now basically has to win 5-1. The situation he's found himself in. More than capable. But it needs to start scoring. Good start. Generally, in the match when Ronnie's got in first, it's been quick frames. But as we've seen today, a lot of the frames have been quite scrappy. Certainly doesn't suit Ronnie. He can play safety as well as, well, if not better than most, but this is where he prefers to be. Scoring in amongst the black spot.
6. Seven.
Yeah,
14.
that was definitely a nudge there, and I think he was heard to say to Ali, or I think the words in the arena
15.
were that he said, "You're an angry man." Hmm. Anyway, let's get on with the snooker. It's been a fabulous match, and
22.
Ali Carter has done remarkably well to have this 11-8 advantage, and if he can take this frame, he'll only need one, but Ronnie is in the driving seat here. And we've seen what he did in the
23.
last 2 frames of the last session. He won them both in a matter of about 13, 14 minutes.
Oh, yeah, I'll move out of the way.
Plays with a trace of left-hand side. Oh, he's missed a black, has he? Wow. Certainly when he first hit the black, it certainly looked high. Here it looks high.
30. 31.
But I feel he really needs to win this frame in one visit here. Let's focus back.
$38.
That was a
39.
beautiful shot. It really was. It may have not have looked much on your screen, but the touch was impeccable. Still perfectly in the blue.
$44. 45.
Cannon here. The 2 reds closest to the black, in between pink and black. The right one of those, he'll cannon. Just got both at the same time, but I think he's okay.
$52.
Well, that's opened enough reds up for Ronnie to secure the frame. Just this delicate little one into the left middle pocket. He's just having. There's an awful lot of chalk marks on the cloth. I've noticed. You can see that's where the players are playing with little screw shots, or they leave the marks all over the cloth. Yeah, so this delicate little
marks in the cloth, but there's nothing loose there.
Yeah, the marks in the cloth, he was saying. So delicate little one to get on the blue.
$53.
Not the best. He's going to have to leave himself a bit further away from the next red. He's prowling the table, isn't he, Dennis?
Yeah. As I said, there's 2 frames separating them
58.
at the start of this session. Every chance there'll be still 2 frames separating them. Although
59.
he's left the white bounce a bit far off the cushion, so the frame's not safe just yet. Just a couple of pots away. It's not there. It's not there, but he played that in such a way he was going to cover the pocket, but the other one might be available down the left side of the table. So So if he can knock this red in, Ronnie knows that there's a counter clearance possible here. But this has to go in, you feel. Doesn't have to take it on. That's what he was thinking about there. He was thinking, maybe I'll play the safety shot, wait for another chance, but he might not get another chance.
Yeah, he's not been taking on risky shots, Ali Carter, so far. And what's happened in the previous frame has taken his mind off the job or not. This is anything but easy, especially aiming down in a cue ball as he is. Brilliant.
Well, to roll that red in was tough. To punch it in the way he did was brilliant. And we are going to be back to just the 2 frames difference. So honours shared in this mini session.
Oh, what a session we've got coming up, Dennis. I mean, as if there wasn't enough on this match to get to the quarter-final. Some extra spice.
$16. $17. $22. 23.
Well, that little coming together hasn't affected Ronnie because this has been brilliant. And I think they'll need a mid-session interval. I think everybody will need a mid-session interval.
28.
Just to get back to normal here.
29. $36. 37. $44. 46. 49. 53.
Well, what a frame of snooker Ronnie O'Sullivan has produced here. Right under the cosh.
58.
And this is what he comes up with.
$64.
Look at that positional shot. He started with a break of 59. He finished it off with a break of 71. And they go off to the mid-session interval. Still 2 frames the difference, but Ali Carter leads 11-9.
Oh my goodness, we have certainly got ourselves a match this afternoon, and all of this needle, all of this tension is certainly ramping up O'Sullivan's level of play here. There was some real intent there in that break, wasn't there?
Right from the opening red. Didn't manage to win the frame in 1 visit, but he managed to win it in 2 with some great pots in the middle pocket. For Ronnie, he probably doesn't want to see the interval here because he was just starting to get a head of steam up there and looked like that needle was certainly turning into concentration and focus.
Have you experienced or witnessed scenes like this before over the years, Steve, in all of your time playing?
Maybe not at the World Championship. I know memory's not the best for things like that. Some players are more confrontational than others. Some would just not want to get involved in anything like this. But it looked like a little bit of jovial banter about a lucky fluke, sort of went a bit strange after a clash of shoulders.
Yeah, Ronnie's saying there, I'm cool as a cucumber, and clearly not. Who's going to handle this situation better, or is it, as you described earlier on, more grist to the team talk mill from Ronnie's perspective?
I can imagine Ronnie sitting there seething in the interval, thinking to himself, I'm going to show you here. So Ali's going to have to be really strong mentally to cope with what's going to come at him, because I expect it's going to be pretty big.
It was always going to be a fantastic final session, but wow, how do you view the last few frames in prospect now, Steve?
Well, it's been a great session so far anyway, because we expected Ronnie O'Sullivan to fight back. He is fighting, but he still can't get parity in the match. He's drawn that session 2-all. Ali Carter is ever so closer to the finishing line, and it now remains, regardless of anything else. I think perhaps the intervals come at a good time. They both can settle down a bit and work on the job in hand. Any niggles that go on, long term, leave them for the future. But that's just two blokes trying to get the best of each other on the table. It can sometimes spill over. But very important session coming up for Ali Carter. Can he hold his nerve?
Heat of the moment stuff, it really is. The last time Ronnie was in such difficult territory in a second-round match was a couple of years ago in sparring Hawkins, actually, and found himself down in this situation, got it back to 12-all, and Hawkins was the man who came through that one. So that was the last time he's gone out at this stage, but there's plenty more action to come. We'll quickly bring you up to speed with what's happening on the other side of the table now, because John Higgins was first coming here, 23 years ago, when his opponent today, Jack Lisowski, was only 3. Now, Jack has grown up over the years watching John become one of the greatest players of all time. He's won 30 world ranking titles, including 4 world titles. But today is a huge day for the left-hander from Gloucestershire. Now, he's already beaten 1 world champion in Stuart Bingham in the last round, and this is a huge moment for him.
Justice Black for a place in the second round. And in it goes. Jack Lisowski puts paid to Stuart Bingham. He must be delighted.
It was special. A massive difference to the first time I played here when Barry Hawkins just annihilated me. So to feel as calm as I did and to play okay, is really great. I think my game's a bit stronger now, so I was able to compete a lot more with Stu. Practiced with Judd and Ronnie quite a lot over the years, but I've definitely picked up a lot of stuff from them. The main one being pretty much how good you've got to be to compete. They're just so consistent, and they're just amazing players. So it's definitely inspired me to work harder this year. He was my favourite player when I first started playing. He was I record him on is it a VCR thing? Is that what it's called? The tapes. And I'd just watch it again and again, all his games, and yeah, I was just a proper fanboy. It's like 1 game into the tournament, so I think it's early days. We're only in the last 16, so let's try and go a bit further before we get too excited.
Yeah, VCR tapes, ancient technology to a 26-year-old, eh? Lisowski will be clinging tightly to memories of his only win against Higgins. After all, it only came 24 days ago in the China Open, a 6-2 success in round 1. But a best of 25 frames, 3-session match is a whole new ball game here. It's the longest match in prospect of Lisowski's career so far. Now, John Higgins took the first with 2 breaks of 30, and he's in the balls in frame 2 here. Alan McManus, John Virgo are in charge.
Oh, but very good.
7.
Very good. He certainly seems to have had a resurgence of form this season, does John Higgins?
He certainly does. He, I think for 2 or 3 seasons, a few years back, he'd sort of lost his mojo almost to the game, struggled for results, just, we know, for
11.
Nigh on 25 years now, John Higgins has been rocking up at events and expecting to go deep, and he usually does. But let's not forget, he's one of the Holy Trinity. Himself, Mark Williams and Ronnie O'Sullivan are the only world champions left in this event. Oh, that's a lovely shot. I'd be pleased with that, John. He doesn't enjoy using the rest all that much, if I'm honest. And that was nicely controlled.
Had a chance there to go into
70.
them, but this is always game plan, particularly probably for early on in the match, is just to keep things tight.
18.
Don't get embroiled in a Alton sort of frame with Jack Lazowski. He knows that Jack has never been this far in the World Championship before. So best not to make it too easy for him.
25.
Again there, played for 3 reds. But you're right, John. I think that the game plan, or part of it anyway, is early on, don't be too extravagant.
$26.
Looks to have just enough angle on this black. Oh, perfect. Screw back. Choice of reds.
33. $34.
It'll be interesting to see if he plays the cannon this time. Where's the cue ball going? Ooh, I thought it was going towards the middle. Well, he did leave it till the last minute. He'd be very disappointed with that. Played to stunning to the end red, but didn't catch it full enough. Tough red to continue this break.
John Higgins,
Well, that was
41.
a horrendous contact. You could see it. You could hear it.
Actually, just watch the red here. I think you can see the mark on it as it comes to rest. See the mark on the red there, just as it rolled away. Anyway, it's did for John here. Be thankful for the red near the side cushion. Might come in handy.
Both these players seem to be cueing the ball lovely. I mean, the table looks twice as quick as it normally does, but that's just because they're getting a nice roll on it. I mean, John Higgins is very unlucky to get the heavy contact as he did. But these things will happen. Didn't get into that cue ball enough.
16.
He's still on a red.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be playing for pink here either, Jack. Pink's no good to him. It ties other balls up. That's why he's went up for
17.
the blue. That was good thinking, actually. Back in decent position.
Yeah, the bottom red of these 4 in the middle of the table was the one he played on previously. He's on it now.
23.
For any half chance, whether it's by fair means or foul, you've got to take them. Because there's one thing that you know about great champions like John Higgins. When they get in front. They're not looking over the shoulder. They're looking straight for the winning line.
31.
So now just within 10 points, and this pink will put him 4 points behind. These 4 reds with colours and possibly yellow and green, depending on the
47.
value of the colour.
Thank you. 38.
Similar to the mistake he made in the last frame, it's quite important here that he gets almost straight on one of these next reds. Yeah, that's just about good enough. That's a good shot. If you land low there, all of a sudden you might be playing some
45.
kind of cannon. Things can go wrong. So he'll already be thinking about that rogue red now, how to go about getting on it.
46.
Yeah, you normally say, well, for a left-hander it's not that good, that red, but like a lot of these players now, he can play with his right hand as well, can Jack?
53.
It's a nice angle on the black. He may try and nudge the red away from the cushion, and if he slips behind, it'll still be on. So come off 2 cushions. Oh, well, he's gone 1 cushion, and he was always going to struggle to be on it unless he went past it.
60.
So just a safety shot left, but he's got a 19-point lead. But whoever pots this red surely wins the frame.
Yeah, here it is again. Yeah, right. He's got to play in behind the red somehow. He's got a chance of promoting it as well. All sorts of things can happen. At 19 in front, it doesn't count for an awful lot. Oh, this looks good. I think he's got the snooker behind the yellow here. Very good.
Lazowski, 60.
Yeah, John. This snooker, as you say, he's just coming around to look. He wants to catch this red full ball, get the cue ball up the bulk end, get some sort of decent separation. That's a great shot, by the way. That is a cracker. He'll just be happy going back to his chair, John Higgins, not to have left the red, because, as we know, when you get into a safety battle with him, he's probably favourite to prevail in the frame. So, time for Jack to get to work. And the first mistake, straight away. So, dear, dear.
Oh, mishit that so badly. It's hard to really understand what he was playing. I presume he's trying to push the red past the green off the baulk cushion, off the side cushion. New favourite now. As I said, when
Switch that off, please.
Jack had his 19-point lead, whoever pots the last red, he'd fancy to win the frame. And it's John Higgins now, who's gone favourite.
Oh, he's hit this lovely. John Higgins is a grade 8 burglar in the snooker world. He'll pick your pocket as quick as look at you. He needs them all here. Pink would put him 7 points in front. This is an early body blow for the Lazowski camp, should John clear. Jack is now put himself under pressure as much as anyone else. A break of 60 in this frame and he looks like losing it.
15.
Well, not perfect on this blue. I always say the key shot when you're clearing up the 6 colours is that positional shot from brown to blue, and he's not perfect. Oh, but that's a wonderful shot. He's recovered the situation now. Surely it's a formality. Pink and black still needed.
$26.
Jack Lazowski made 60. John Higgins made 2 contributions that in the end pinched the frame on the black. And he's got daylight early on here. It's 2-0 to John Higgins over Jack Lazowski.
Well, Higgins really has gone into match play masterclass mode here because he's now 5-0 in front with a high break of 60 so far. So John, who knows his way around the table, looks like he's giving young Jack a bit of a lesson so far, and that's how it stands. But we're going back to this O'Sullivan-Carter match. Remember, Carter is 2 up. He needs 2 more for a place in the quarter-final at O'Sullivan's expense. A possible 5 more to play. Stephen and Dennis, here we go.
Yes, Hazel, here we go for
all right.
the last frames in this absorbing match between these 2 wonderful players.
All right, I'll bring one out. Yeah, we'll get started.
Just wondering if Ronnie was after a clean glass there, but
Thank you. The 21st frame. Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
what's going to happen next in this fascinating tussle? He's bringing a red up from the break-off shot. He's got the white on the ball cushion, but a red has come up with it. He's looking at the angle of that red to the middle pocket, but the white would come up into the reds, you would feel. That's far too risky. Won't entertain that, I don't think. Well, maybe. Is he taking it? Can he glance off the red and finish on the black? It's in, and he's a bit unlucky.
1.
He's still on the black, but what an attacking shot that was.
Yeah, played this a nice pace and give himself every opportunity to finish nicely in the black. So you say 2 or 3 cannons, and it's a safety shot now. I feel brave shot to play the black now.
Yellow ball. Ali Carter 1.
Pretty good safety shot. That from Ronnie O'Sullivan. There you see the position Ali Carter finds himself in. Not pretty. In fact, he was okay from that first look from Hawkeye. Looked like he couldn't really play that shot. Could almost get to the pot angle, in fact.
Now then.
Yeah, I'll get out of the way.
What has he spotted? Yeah, it's just get it out of the way. It's just a clean glass for Ronnie there. Someone was just waiting in the wings. Ali said to the referee, I wonder if that just maybe took the concentration away, but he's been so good at this type of pot.
Just edged ahead in the percentages of pot success. Ali Carter stroked that long red in very nicely, but just lost the cue ball. If it's dead straight, possibly just drop the black and leave the red closest to the black to the left middle. It's pretty straight. These are the sort of shots you must keep dead still. Watch Ali Carter's head. He played a bit firmer than I thought he would. He's obviously just making sure of the 8 points.
8.
You could see that little chalk mark on the cushion there where he pushed the cue through.
Ali Carter 8.
The pink's awkward here. No escape route down the right side of the table. There might be a gap. Ali Carter found a gap, and Ronnie's looking at a similar gap to get back down that side. It's just the one to the left of the pink. If he comes off that, that's the one he's playing. And that certainly opened the reds up. Going to be a fascinating frame, this one, because if Ali Carter goes 12-9 in front, you wouldn't say Ronnie O'Sullivan was out of it, but it would be a big ask.
Put those down, please.
That's there's someone in the audience. I don't know whether he'd got a bag of sweets out or something. Well, lots of applause. What a cut in that was. Applause from both sides of the arena.
Green ball. Ali Carter 1.
And welcome to viewers who are just joining us on BBC Two. Day 8 at the Crucible, and we're involved in a very close and very prickly contest between 5-time world champion Ronnie O'Sullivan and former world number 2 Ali Carter. Carter 2 frames in front, needs 2 more for a place in the quarter-final and a first ever win over the Rocket. Now, we now invite viewers on BBC One to switch over for the rest of this contest. It's live over on BBC Two now.